I have not seen a lot of other racing movies, but the ones I have seen tend to err on the side of incredible and ridiculous.
There's nothing worse for a car person than watching a movie and seeing something totally out of context. You're watching, say, like a period 50s movie, and a 70s Volkswagen Beetle goes by. That's the most annoying thing in the world to a car person.
I love cars, I love racing, I love all that. And so I got really geeky with the detail and trying to get it all authentic.
One of the things that has really impressed me in the way John has approached this movie is absolute determination to get it right. And I saw that early on just from the standpoint of audio. We've had sound engineers from Pixar here at our track and visiting other tracks around the country, just recording sound and making sure that they get that piece of it right.
Cut. You'll hear that in the movie.
Because they are cars that talk, you want to give them some legitimacy. You want some reality based in this film because, yeah, they do, you know, these are talking cars and they could do anything if you didn't ground them in some sort of reality.
There's a scene when Doc Hudson is doing the sideways slide in the dirt, this beautiful moment where he's really getting back into his dirt racing heritage, and he goes into the sideways turn, showing McQueen how you have to turn left to go right. And you see the wheels spinning almost in slow motion, and the lug pattern on the wheels is a correct bolt pattern. Come on, how many people are gonna do that?
There's these icons in the racing world, and I got to meet them, and I got to talk to them, and the more I talked to them, the more I realized I want them in this movie, because you can't reproduce the way they sound.
The Hudson Hornet was my inspiration.
That was the one. You really felt like you meant it. That was great. You can't reproduce the authenticity that you hear in their voice.
I just hope Lightning's okay. I sure would hate to see anything bad happen to him.
Their understanding of the sport.
So what makes race car drivers better than average drivers is they don't panic. You got to sit on a hot stove and pee ice water. Not a lot of guys can do that. It's hard to do.
Oh, he's got it in the bag. Call in the dogs and put out the fire. We're going to crown us a new champion.
I think one of the things that appeals to people as fans of motor racing is you see guys going fast around a racetrack, and we all drive cars, and we all have that sense that we could mash the pedal and do what they're doing ourselves. And until you get in a car with a professional driver going around a racetrack, it's really difficult to understand how skilled these guys are relative to what the rest of us can do in a car. All of the animators who were working on this movie came and spent a day at the track, and it's an amazing sensation, and I think having them go through that experience and understand some of the dynamics was a pretty key element.
I love this job!
It was kind of scary to think that, you know, these guys are going to drive that fast in this. They were just so casual about it. They weren't even taking it to the full extent.
Not only did we want to make the racing authentic, we wanted to make the way the racing was portrayed on television, the broadcasting of the racing authentic.
I went running to my office. I said, John Lasseter wants to have a meeting with me. And she says, why? I said, hey, they say he wants to talk about racing on TV. Camera one is right at the start-finish line, so he sweeps all the way through, and usually I use camera one all the way through if I'm doing the pointers. Camera three is the exit of pit road.
Season points lead, heading into the final race of the season.
The racing scenes just knocked my socks off. They did exactly what we talked about and what they said they were going to try to do, my little suggestions, and they put it all together, and it was like everything I want to do live for Fox.
It captures racing in a way that you can't even do it with real life. John Lasseter put a dimension to it that I never thought he could pull off.
It doesn't matter what it is. If we do something in our movies, we make sure that it's correct, that it's right. and it's something that'll stand up. And that's something that John was very conscious about as a person who grew up in car culture. He didn't want to use the wrong color.
Doc's color's not accurate. We should get, there is a 1951 stock color that's a darker blue.
And a nutty amount of detail that gets missed in, I would probably say, 75% of movies with old cars. There's always something that they get wrong, and I always spot it because I look at that stuff. And as far as I know, we did a pretty good job of covering the bases on this movie.